Hey guys, so I'm gonna do this again. Just post this through my YouTube. If the first link doesn't work, at least you have another option to watch this on my YouTube channel. Anyways, enjoy. Hey guys, welcome to my presentation. I'm currently in my uniform because I am currently at work too, but we do have a couple hours, so enjoy. So today's topic is going to be what's better, traveling on the road, traveling in an airline, or traveling on a corporate jet. These are things that you do want to consider and think about when you decide what use and is it useful for you to use a corporate jet more than anything else. So let's get into it. Some of the questions that you want to ask yourself is, what is safer? What is time effective? What is better on the bank? Can I be more productive? How much can I bring? These are all vital questions when you decide where to travel. That way you know that you're getting the best for how much money you are spending on the trip. Sometimes, money might not be an issue, that you would want more luxury rather than saving the cost. But let's keep going. Safety. When we think about safety, we always think about flying being much more safer than driving, which is true. About 1.3 million people die from road crashes, while the number of people who die each year from airline crashes is 1% less of that. That's a significantly big number. I mean, if you think about it, in the air, you're not surrounded by thousands of airplanes on the road. Basically, you're so close together that something can happen, whether it's a hit in the back or a hit in the front or a truck swerving into your lane. I mean, that's highly much possible than trying to get on the same altitude as an aircraft. There are new pilot protocols too that make things a lot more safer. FAA limiting pilots in cockpits. Basically what that means is how much flight time can a pilot do per day until they have to have a guaranteed rest amount of period. So you can fly up to 8 hours in the airlines. You can fly up to 10 hours here. But with 8 hours, you are guaranteed to have at least a min rest of 10 to 12 hours a day. So they do keep track and aware of pilot rest. New technology and ATC enhancements, which means avionics are upgraded, radar systems, ground navigation is so vital when you are flying with weather conditions that can be low during the day. You need to know what thunderstorms are along your route that you need to avoid. Avionics, TCAS, which is so important to know, especially if you are in a PODOC area and you need to know how many aircrafts are around you or even in the terminal area. Improved design, redundancy. Larger jets also have redundancy. Bigger airplanes, jets, corporate jets. There's an integrated generator, but there's also backup generator that you can consider and think about. So everything is redundant. If something fails, then something else will back that system up. Now, another question that we want to think about is time. The general rule of a business traveler is if your destination is less than 5 hours, you should drive. Now that statement itself makes sense if you are traveling by an airline. Now, corporate jet, that's a little different. Airline flying, you have to go through a TSA security line, you have to get your luggage, wait for boarding. There's so much time wasted where you're doing all of this, and in the process, you will get there probably much more faster if you are driving in a car. So the winner is driving, airline flying. But think about corporate flying. You show up, everything is ready for you. The pilots are there. The plane has been fueled. Everything is ready for you. You sit down and you blast off. I mean, yeah, you have to keep in mind that you do have taxi time. Maybe there's a flow through depending on the day. Maybe there's traffic at your destination, so there is a delay. But at least you know in particular that you show up to a private area, to a private jet, you sit down and you take off. There's no TSA, there is no waiting in line for anything. So the winner for that would be corporate flying. Cost. Now, it is much more expensive to fly a corporate jet, but what you are really paying for is luxury, and that's what you want. The entire airplane for yourself, comfortable seats, being at your destination much more faster, having the luxury of drinks and snacks on board. You don't have to worry about figuring out how your GPS is going to work, or so driving is a lot more cost effective. So driving will save you a lot more money if you are willing to save your bank account. But if that doesn't matter to you, then corporate jet is the way to go. Now, productiveness. Or productivity. So when we think about productivity, we think about what can we get done on our travels. Usually business people, business personnel, what they want to do is they want to set up their meetings while they are traveling to save that amount of time. You get the entire airplane to yourself in a corporate jet. You have X amount of people, depending on the capacity that the jet holds. But if it holds 9, you could bring up to 9 people. And you can establish your meeting in there. That way, when you get to your destination, you basically just have to cover the most important details. You have in-flight Wi-Fi that works exceptionally well. Tray tables, that way you don't have to write on your hand. You can write on the tray tables, comfortable seating, and yeah, basically private onboard meetings. Luggage. Now, with luggage, there are differences in luggage. You don't have to worry about how much can you bring on board. Well, with that being said, you kind of do depending on the weight of the aircraft. But with the car, you can bring as much luggage as you want, no matter how much luggage that you have, as long as it fits in the car. You don't have to worry about having any fluid that's less than 3 ounces that you do have to worry about in the airlines. But that said, when you think about corporate flying, you don't have to worry about that either. You can bring as much luggage as well as the weight permits in the airplane, but you don't have to worry about bringing X amount of fluid on board. You could bring your entire bottle of shampoo if you want to. It's not going to be dumped away. You can bring guns, but as long as it's secured, and there are protocols for that as well. And yep, so that's the luggage. These are my references, and I believe this is the end of my slideshow. I hope you guys enjoyed, and keep in mind that sometimes corporate flying does benefit you a lot more. Enjoy.